Blackstar Robot, back at you again. You see that picture up there on the screen? Savage 21. There's been a lot of talk about Savage 21 and his deportation issue, which for a long time has been an issue that black folk, African Americans, Negroes haven't been talking about. No support. No nothing. Why? That's the question. Why? I've been thinking about this for quite some time. Blackstar Robot is African American. Born and raised in New York City. And one thing I can tell you, immigration is big in New York City. The first question people ask when they meet you is, where you from? Took me some time to get used to that. But the reality is, most people in New York City are not from the United States of America. Now, I've worked in many fields. But one field I worked in for quite some time is in the construction field. And I can tell you, in 2019, the construction field is mostly Latinos. Now, most of the top tier construction trades, like electricians, steam fitters, engineers, carpenters, those positions are mostly held by Irish, Italian men and women. And they hold those positions tightly. On the lower end of the spectrum, you have your laborers, concrete laborers, general construction laborers, guys that do the grunt work, the demolition work, the scaffold building work, the work whereas it doesn't take you 5 years to become a journeyman or what they call a mechanic. No, it doesn't take that long. You can learn as you go. There's no mathing involved. You don't have to do any calculations or anything like that. So that's where most of the immigrants come through. And there's a lot of them. Mostly coming from Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. Now, starting to see a lot coming from Dominican Republic. But they're on the lower end. Like the Puerto Ricans, who actually are part of America. So you can't really count them. And on the bottom, the lowest amount in the construction field is the blacks, the Negroes, African Americans. You can have some from the Caribbean, Jamaican, Trinidadian, etc., etc. However, more and more you see the South Americans in positions that were formerly held by African Americans, blacks, Negroes, whatever you want to call us. I was on one particular job, big job, it's a demolition job at a historic hotel that if I mention the name of this hotel, guarantee you're going to know exactly. You're going to know the hotel. Now, it was a total demo job, meaning the whole building was being gutted. The building took up 1 square block, and 1 square block in New York City is big, very big. It went up to perhaps the 37th floor, 30 to 37 to 40 something floors. Huge building, huge. There was, no exaggeration, at least 200 Ecuadorians there. And I would say roughly 50 black people, black workers. Now, the funny thing is, where did these guys come from? They were a union too, but where did they come from? This was the setup. The foreman, who was Ecuadorian, would recruit people from his country to New York, to United States, with a special visa, a work visa. He would get them in the union, which we all know, the history of unions. As long as they getting their dues, they don't care. You can buy a book. I think they charge the illegals, I think about $5,000. Pay for it. So you're in the union. $5,000, bam, you're in the union. You don't have to go through the apprenticeship program or get sponsored in. None of that fly crap. You just pay that $5,000, you're in the union. However, as a union member, they would never become an A-man. A-man is the top salary. They stay B. Stay a B-man. However, as a B-man, the difference between an A-man's pay and a B-man's pay, B-man gets like $25 an hour. An A-man on a demo job makes about 31, something like that, 32, 35, something like that. However, the B-man's gonna always be working because they're gonna jump from job to job to job. Now, most of these companies are run by Italians. Italians love Latinos. They especially love their women. And one thing about a Latino, especially a South American Latino, you can have them do anything. And they go, yes, boss, no problem. Yes, boss, I do. Nothing, no worry. That's why if you read the New York daily papers and you see construction workers getting killed, most of the time their names are Julio Gonzalez, Juan Martinez, Loco Beseca. You get the drift. It's most of those guys getting killed. Why? Because whatever the boss say do, they do. As opposed to having a Negro do something. Black guy gonna be, hey, listen, I'm not doing that. That's dangerous. I need XYZ equipment before I do that. I'm not gonna. Come on, that's unsafe. They don't like that. They don't want to hear that. They want you to jump. And they don't want you to jump until they tell you how high to jump. So, of course, you're going to take a Mexican over a black guy. Yeah. Give me that Mexican guy. I'll take him over fucking Hakeem. You know? And that's how it is in New York City. I'm pretty sure in other states, big states, maybe like Boston, Chicago, Detroit, pretty much the same thing. That's where it is. One of the biggest lies that they say is that immigrants does not replace Americans in the job field. That's so much a crock of crap. It's unbelievable. They have the audacity to say it. I was talking to my niece the other day. She says, oh, I'm getting ready to go to work. I was like, oh, because I was over at my sister's house. And she says, oh, I work for MD something. I forgot. It's a whole bunch of little clinics they popping up all over the place in the city. And I said, you're the only black girl there, right? She says, yeah, how did you know that? I just laughed. You know why? Because all of those clinics, all these clinics out here, all of them, they're all Hispanic nurses, receptionists, administrators. That's all you see. That's it. You don't see any black girls in there. No. They don't want no black girls in there. They don't want no talk back. They don't want no attitude. They want the nice, docile, pretty Mexicans. They can slap on the butt when they want. And who's not going to say anything. Going to be smiley, kikiing. That's what they want. And that's what they get. And that's what they got. It's all over the place. Let's look around. You guys see it. Probably don't pay no mind to it. But then when you look at the large portion of unemployed black people, you gotta ask yourself, what the hell's going on? Oh, but you're here to banter. They don't want those jobs. No, that's beneath them. They don't want to work in labor and cleaning up doo-doo. No, they don't want to do that. Bull crap. They can't do it because they're not going to get hired. And if you do get hired, watch out. Because in 25 minutes, you're going to get fired. They're going to set you up, come at you. You're going to get mad and get upset and curse somebody out. And they're going to fire you. And then you know what's going to happen? 2 days later, Maria comes in. The cousin of Lucy. And she got your job. Listen, I've seen it 1,000 times. It's gotten to the point where I warn people about it. I say, listen, they're giving you problems at work, right? Yeah, how do you know? I said, you're the only black person in there, right? How do you know that? Hey, what did P.T. Barnum say? From Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. There's a sucker born every minute. Don't be a sucker. Don't let him get you. Be cool. Don't be a fool. Immigration in the United States of America, it's not good for the African Americans. I can tell you that much. It's not good. Trump says build that wall. Freaking God knows what he's talking about. Blackstar Robot, I'm out.